AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. We are live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 Media Days. Our coverage here is presented by FMOL Health. This is How We Healthcare. Fired up for this day, which should be a monumental day in the history of the New Orleans Saints. I understand that this is a day where we are counting down to a Super Bowl not involving the New Orleans Saints. However, tonight is NFL honors, and Saints past and present both should be honored here tonight. With the New Orleans Saints, of course, the Pro Football Hall of Fame class is going to be honored, and we are all expecting that Drew Brees is going to be inducted. He should be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. I can't imagine possibly how this would go any other way than Drew Brees being a first-ballot Hall of Famer. There's always, I guess, a little bit of anxiety considering what we just saw with Bill Belichick. I understand that's different, but when you look at Pro Football Hall of Famers for the New Orleans Saints in team history, of course, recently when we talk about Willie Roaf and we talk about guys like Ricky Jackson, we sure hope someday Jari Evans will hear his name called. There's greats like Morton Anderson, who were in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then other Pro Football Hall of Famers who played for New Orleans, Doug Atkins, Earl Campbell. So we will, look at that in totality. But Drew Brees is, as we all know, and it's no surprise to anyone, the greatest player in the history of the franchise. When he retired from the NFL, he held the NFL's records for passing yardage, passing touchdowns, completions, attempts, and basically everything. Tom Brady would subsequently break those records. But this is a day where we are all anticipating that Drew Brees is going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. As a matter of fact, a day ago, Demario Davis was sitting here with me on AFR, and I asked for his reaction about Brees and being a first-ballot Hall of Famer, and this is what he said.
Some people you just feel obvious, and I think that's what we all think about Drew. Like, New Orleans, he's our GOAT. It's like it's the greatest to ever do it. There's only one Drew Brees, only one number 9, none like him. But I just don't want there to ever be an issue between the Hall of Fame committee and New Orleans, because there will be an uproar in New Orleans if Drew Brees is not a first-ballot Hall of Fame. And I don't say that like egregiously or, viciously. I'm just saying, I'm telling you a reality.
Yeah.
Like New Orleans will riot if he's not a first-ballot Hall of Fame.
I do believe Drew Brees will be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. I think we're all anticipating that will be the case. For what it's worth, we do have Pro Football Hall of Famer Andre Reed coming on the show today. That will be in 1 hour from right now. Talk to Andre Reed about Drew Brees, his Hall of Fame candidacy as a member of the Gold Jacket Club. So we'll get his perspective. Another former Saint, Benjamin Watson, was here at Media Row today. He had a chance to visit with Sharif Ishak, our buddy from WDSU, and talked about potentially being the Saints, the first and only first-ballot Hall of Famer in Saints history.
Well, if there was anybody that was going to do it, it would be him, clearly. And not because other people weren't deserving, but when you look at his body of work, you look at how excellent he was at his craft, and then outside of that, what he meant for the city, and also what he meant for just the National Football League. I mean, you can't find a guy around the NFL that anybody's played against or played with that has anything bad to say, really, about Drew.
Benjamin Watson on Drew Brees, as we all expecting this will be a great night for the New Orleans Saints past and present. So Drew Brees, we're all anticipating, will be a first-ballot Hall of Famer announced tonight. Tyler Shough, congratulations are in order. He won the Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Year award. That was the fan vote. So Tyler Shough did, in fact, win the fan vote for NFL Rookie of the Year. The AP Rookie of the Year vote, that's what will be announced tonight, and it is largely assumed that it will either be Tyler Shough or Teteroa McMillan, the receiver from the Carolina Panthers. 1,000-yard receiver in a rookie season in Carolina, where the Panthers did, in fact, win the division, made the playoffs, and all that stuff. It's a tough one for me because if I'm being very transparent, if McMillan were on my team, I would want him to win the award because I, like many of you, sometimes bemoan the fact that a lot of these awards become just quarterback stack-appalling awards. They do heavily favor quarterbacks. Had Tyler Shough played the entire season and had a 17-game sample as a starter instead of 9 games, then he probably wins the award. There's also the asterisk to say maybe if Shough had played the entire season and he wasn't ready in the first 2 months, then his performance wouldn't have been as good and we wouldn't be in the situation. That's all hypothetical. We don't know how that might all play out, but that's the reality. It'll basically come down to Shough and McMillan for NFL Rookie of the Year. And then, of course, Demario Davis, who we just mentioned as well, is the Saints representative for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Every team has their Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. So each franchise each year has a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. For New Orleans this year, it's Demario Davis. Drew Brees is a former winner of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. So it's an opportunity here potentially for Demario to match his former teammate Drew Brees on a night where Brees will be elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and Demario could very well be the Saints' second Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner. So a lot on the line tonight for NFL honors here in San Francisco, where we are for Super Bowl 60, counting you down. Man, we have a really, really great show lined up for you today. Just a lot of this stuff is done. The hay is sort of in the barn, so to speak. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio is here in just a few minutes. Michael Brockers will be live on set with us at the bottom of this hour, so about 22 minutes. I mentioned Hall of Famer Andre Reed, Bobby Okereke, starting linebacker for the New York Giants, Saints kicker Charlie Smith next hour. Packers running back A.J. Dillon, former NFL quarterback Ryan Leaf will be here in hour 3. Matt Sims will be here as well. So we have got a ton to do over the course of these 3 hours here. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU, and the official beer of the New Orleans Saints. So if you're in the Dome watching the Saints, you're in Tiger Stadium, the PMAC, or a week from Friday at the Box, make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. And hey, it's opening day for the LSU softball team. You can be watching Beth Tureen and her squad over at Tiger Park. Grab some delicious ice-cold Bud Light all season long. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. We are here on Radio Row, Super Bowl 60, our second day here. Our coverage presented by FMOL Health, and we're thrilled to have you aboard with us. We'll knock out our first break of the show. When we come back, Evan Cohen, host of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio National, who's quite honestly a super talented radio media guy, and always enjoy our conversations with him. Our chat with Evan Cohen is coming up when we return on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. I really love telling you about Gordon because, well, Gordon helps a lot of people. Gordon and his team, they have attorneys all over the state of Louisiana. So as we say often, if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. If you've been injured, don't go it alone. Make sure you get what you are entitled to get your life back to normal. Gordon and his staff do an amazing job of doing just that. But Gordon also does an awesome job of giving back to the communities that he serves. I always encourage you to go check out GordonGives.com, GordonGives.com. That's the website for the philanthropic arm of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, GordonGives.com. You can learn more about the many ways Gordon and his team give back to the communities they've served. It's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Go at Get Gordon, get it done.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com. After Further Review with Matt Moscona, live from Super Bowl 60 Radio Row in San Francisco. Presented by FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Roll along from Radio Row Super Bowl 60, our coverage all week presented by FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare. Evan Cohen, you hear him weekday mornings on our air. Good enough to join us here for a couple of minutes. Yeah, dude. How are you?
Matt, how are you?
Awesome. Do you love being here?
Sure. No, I love
Is it old hat for you? This is only our second time ever. I love this. Is
really? I saw you here last year for sure.
New Orleans was
but I've seen you. We've been at different events and conferences and stuff together. No, I do. It's more surreal than anything else because for me, I would set up, like you have a whole crew and team of seemingly great people. I don't know them, but they seem wonderful that are here.
They are wonderful.
And
yes.
I would be here for 15 years by myself, setting up with like an actual phone line and everything like that with these old equipment. And now being here as part of the ESPN team is night and day. I mean, you're here, you have security, you have a green room, you have eggs. When you get egg sandwiches for free, that feels like that's what the hard work is for, right? And you clearly you don't eat egg sandwiches. I've never seen a radio guy in better shape than you.
Thank you.
You really make the rest of us look bad. Get fat, will you please?
No, I'm not gonna. I've been that guy, and so had some life changes a couple of years ago and got good. But here's the thing, though. I love the egg sandwich because of the locale. I'm guessing that's behind
the exactly
thing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to get the cookie tray or the coffee or the water here, you have to go up 2 escalators to the 3rd floor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And by the way, I don't know if it's the tallest escalator in the world.
I have not taken it. That's interesting.
And that is a fact, by the way. It is the tallest, and you have to go up 2 of the tallest escalators in the world. So if you have like a 3-minute break.
Wait, you're not just saying that? Like it's actually measured as one of the tallest?
No,
I can't tell you.
That's what makes me good, right?
Yeah, no, you're great. I know you're great. I'm fully aware how great you are.
Stop it. But no, because you have to go up to the 3rd floor. So who's the best person you've talked to so far this week?
Seth Rollins.
Okay, why?
I am just enamored by the wrestling business now more than ever. And I grew up watching it like crazy in the Monday Night Wars, WCW, NWO, DX, WWE, that whole thing.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
All right, I'm 43. Do you remember like WrestleMania 6, like Hogan Warrior? Was that
yes.
you?
Hogan. Well, 3 is
Andre the Giant was 3.
3 was Giant, Hogan, Pontiac Silverdome, 93,000. That was a big one. But so I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. My 12-year-old son is really into wrestling. But I think what they've done with the business now is so interesting in how they have given us the behind the scenes, which a lot of the old school people do not like. They don't like the fact that, Unreal on Netflix, which I think is a great reality show. We because of the ESPN partnership with the WWE, we have had all of the biggest names on our show. And I just am enamored by like how that industry works because I think you're pretty damn phenomenal, but I think you're phenomenal not only because of what you do on the air, because I'm fully aware of a lot of the stuff you've done off the air and the people you're trying to help and the people, to use the wrestling term, you're trying to put over. And I think conceptually, the way that they do it in wrestling, whereas like if you're really good, it's your job to lose, I think is a really interesting concept. And I think that can you be that person professionally that is humble enough, which I am not, to be able to get to the point of doing that. And so Seth Rollins, talking to him for 20 minutes the other day, and he was in studio with us last week. So we talked to him for like 20 minutes and understanding AJ Styles, who's going to retire at the end of the year, and what he did for him at 18 years old, taking his whole crew, Seth's crew, after a match to go to dinner and pay for everything. And the way in which Seth Rollins learns from him and the way in which John Cena in his final match, it's like the only way to do this correctly is for me to actually tap out. And I'm not there yet as a person. But
same, dude.
But that is the goal, is to be so good to tap out for the good of the team.
Dude.
I'm not there. I'm not even close.
Bro, like, my wife will tell you I'm the most competitive human alive. Like, when I would play basketball with my nieces and nephews when they're like 7, 8 years old, I don't let them score.
I don't think you should.
Yeah.
My son is 12. He is 5'11", and he's getting better at basketball. I mean, he's on like 3 or 4 basketball teams. I played high school up until sophomore year, didn't make varsity. I played 4 years football, 2 years basketball, 2 years baseball. And like the last time I played him one-on-one was in December. We were in Florida. And he took a 4-0 lead by 1s, and we were playing a 7. And I told him, as I said for his whole life, I'm never going to let you win. Because the moment you do beat me, it's going to be more meaningful.
Yes.
But then I'm not in the shape you're in. I'm like, holy crap, I have to now work for this.
Is this the day?
And I got nervous because what I have not played out as a parent is that day he beats me and what the conversation is. I haven't prepared that one yet. Like, what am I saying to him?
Congratulations.
Right.
I'm proud of you.
Right. But it has to be deeper than that, I think. And I wasn't ready for that. And so when you're asking about the most interesting conversations, it's with the wrestling people, because I actually think the wrestling people are the most real life, as odd as that sounds.
That is odd.
Because everyone else is coming in to promote a product, which is great. And I'm here for unsportsmanlike. No. So it's, and I just
you can hear it weekday morning starting at 5 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Great affiliates all over the state of Louisiana and the country, by the way.
Yeah. So that's my answer. I did have an interesting conversation with Lane Kiffin once, if you want to know about that.
I would love to hear this. Hit me with it. Evan Cohen's with us, by the way.
So before getting to...
At EFCO Radio.
Thank you.
Follow.
Before I was at SiriusXM and then ESPN, well, simultaneously at SiriusXM, I worked in West Palm for 20 years. And at ESPN West Palm, high school football in Palm Beach County, Florida, as you know, is dominant.
Huge.
It's huge. And there was a kid by the name of Newkeese Richardson, who was a wide receiver.
Yeah, of course. I know
at
that
Hokie, and he went to Tennessee.
Yes, I'm familiar.
And he was at Florida initially, or committed to Florida, and Lane kept recruiting him. And Lane there was different things that he would say, and he had all these, he basically became the WWE heel at Tennessee. And he said some nasty things because he was trying to play the game of getting Richardson. And I went on the air and I destroyed him. Because I'm like, how dare he say this? He's like, he said they have a broken fax machine. Look up fax machine and gas station. There are two things.
It was like if you go there, you're going to be working at a gas station. I remember the line.
Yes,
I remember.
And then the community, it doesn't even have a working fax machine. Now, he didn't do it to like be over the top insulting. He did it to be the person that was playing the WWE heel character. So I'm a big believer. If I've said it about you behind your back, I've got to say it to your face.
Yes, absolutely.
So then years later, he gets the FAU job, which is in Palm Beach County. We have him on. And I can't ask him about FAU before I ask him all the questions I had years ago about this situation. Middle of the interview, probably for him, annoying question after annoying question. I hear dial tone. Like, oh my God, he hung up on me. But here's the move he pulled. He called right back.
Love it.
He disrupted the flow of questioning in order to make it seem like I hung up on him. But then I can't be mad because he called right back in. And now my whole flow is thrown off. And I got to go like, all right, let's get to the different direction.
Is he? So
I don't know him at all. I know people that know him. I have interviewed him that one time, or maybe another time. I don't remember. I just think at some point you guys are going to get screwed the same way that everybody else gets screwed.
I agree, by the way. It's screwed, whatever.
And not win.
If
he doesn't win.
You think he won't win?
Well,
at LSU?
LSU, when I say winning.
I'll put it this way, real quick. If he's at LSU for 5 years, wins the title, goes to the NFL, I'm good.
That's different.
You're
asking him. You're asking him to do something he has never done.
True.
As a head coach in this role. You're not asking him to get a program better because that's obvious. It's LSU. It's a championship or bust program every single year. What you're asking him to do is something that he is unfamiliar with, which is winning it all as a head coach in the year that he needs to be a champion. Like, he needs to win a championship next year in my mind.
Evan, they just spent more than $40 million on this roster. And I wouldn't be surprised with escalators and things. I think it could approach 50, actually, with the way that they've structured some of these deals. There is no honeymoon. Like, you're coming here to win right away with the investment. There is no disagreement whatsoever.
And the trend now is the more money you spend in football, the more likely it is that the basketball program ultimately is going to be the program that's more successful. Indiana football, Alabama basketball, the other programs are the ones that have actually benefited a lot here.
Why do you think that is?
Because there's no pressure and you have the same access and resources. And if you have a slight bit of the money, you still have a chance to be successful. You're at a huge school. You get to take the basketball recruits to a football game and they're like, oh my God, this is what this world is like. And there's, to me, when you're looking at the idea of Alabama basketball in the Final Four and Indiana football winning it all, the other programs are having success in college sports these days.
Do you know where the runoff from LSU goes?
No, I don't know anything about LSU basketball right now.
Baseball.
Okay, so but that's not. I wouldn't look at that as an other program.
Yeah, no,
That's a primary. Yeah.
but they are benefiting from all of the fundraising. That some of that runoff is going to baseball.
Interesting. Okay.
You said you only like the weird questions.
Yeah. But I only like. Aren't those the most fun and memorable?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's way better than. What do you think is the key to Super Bowl 60, Evan? So what do you think is the key to Super Bowl 60? Or you want to at least give me a pick? Who do you think
I'm a
wins?
Patriots fan, so I'm rooting for the Patriots.
Oh,
so.
we did. The first time you and I ever talked, we did talk about this.
Okay, how about another Lane Kiffin tie-in?
Because you're from New York.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
No, I don't think, but you had good reasoning.
No, I'm terrible.
You respected. So then, okay.
I'm going to give you
Belichick, because I know you love him. Belichick not getting in the Hall of Fame.
Absurd, utterly absurd. Do you know what one of my favorite Patriot games ever was 2014? They came back against the Ravens twice in the playoffs from 14 points down twice. Okay, and there's a reason I'm telling you this story. They ran that formation that got outlawed, where they had the tackle as a wide receiver and the tight end as a tackle. Do you remember that one? Where they had Hooman.
Hooman ended up with the Saints.
Right. But it was a whole screwed up formation that got outlawed afterwards. And you know where they got it from? Lane Kiffin.
Let's go.
If you look that up, 2014 Ravens-Patriots playoffs. My favorite game. And by the way, I didn't know that Canty was on there. I didn't realize he was on the team that year. So, I keep bringing that up, and he doesn't like that. Like it. No. But look, that Lane Kiffin thing with that's an interesting one with the Patriots and Ravens.
I'm going to look that up. That's why he's the best. He's Evan Cohen.
No, you are. I know you are.
That's just not a factual
Everyone
statement.
knows it.
It's just not a factual statement.
Everyone knows it.
Listen to him and Michelle and Chris every weekday morning. You hear them on our radio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always fun to visit with Evan Cohen. Hey, we're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. I've been telling you, check out the Parish social media at Parish Built, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of it. We have a countdown going on to a big announcement on Sunday. Trust me, you will want to see this. You will want to see this. Log on at Parish Built on any social media platform. And remember, as always, if you have a need for a roof issue, repairs, replacements, commercial, residential, gutter, soft wash, we do it all. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, y'all, it is after further review. We're going to knock out a quick break. When we come back, very excited to have Michael Brockers, former LSU Tiger, joining us here on site live from Radio Road Super Bowl 60, presented by FMOL Health.
After further review.
REV. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com. REV. Let'sRev.com. Lightning fast internet speeds up to 5 gigs and all fiber network backed by 90 years of local service. That's right. When you call Rev, you're not calling a call center in another state, another country. When you call Rev, you're getting people at the call center in Louisiana answering those phones. Technicians come to your house that live here, work here. Amazing people, a great company. High-speed internet, cable, phone, home automation. They do it all. More than 70,000 Louisiana home and business owners trust Rev. I'm in that number. Guarantee Media is in that number. Parish Construction and Roofing. You should be as well. REV. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com. AFR, live from Super Bowl 60 Radio Row, presented by FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Cruising along here from Radio Road Super Bowl 60. Great to chat with a guy that we've gotten to know over the Super Bowl years and certainly post-playing days as well. From Houston, LSU Tiger, NFC champion in 2018, regrettably. Won't hold it against him, though. It's Michael Brockers. What up, man? How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
You tell me that you decided not to bring your podcast here this year to just come as talent and hit Media Row and do a lot of interviews. What was that decision about?
Just, getting out of the chaos, man. It's very hectic trying to run your own podcast, get the times in, get the time slots all figured out, then also do podcasts as well, and be talent as well. So I just want to come out here, be a little bit more lax, less anxiety, honestly, this year, just moving around by myself and not having to really, almost not babysit, but you got to take care of your team, make sure everybody's in the right place and things like that. So it almost gave you a little bit more responsibility on this weekend, which is already hectic in general. So
give me a player's perspective on the Super Bowl about because especially with this setup, you were telling me in 18 that game was in Atlanta, and so it's pretty close proximity, everything downtown in Atlanta. Everything here is spread out. Like the teams are in, they're. I mean, I think the game's in Santa Clara. Some are practicing at Stanford. Some practicing at San Jose. Like it's all over. What does that do to the team when you're so far removed from everything going on?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like it added a little extra distraction, added to the game. I mean, my first time playing in the Super Bowl in that 2018 year, I didn't realize how big or magnitude of this game really was. And as far as media-wise, this thing is being spread out all over the world. It's not just in the United States. So for me, it was just realizing how big of a media impact the Super Bowl in itself has on the entire world. And you'll realize that when you practice 1 week and then you have to come here for a week just to do everything media. So they really let you know up front that this game media-wise means a lot to spread the knowledge of football around the world.
But so neither of these teams, Seattle and New England, really have a lot of veteran experience. And none of them really have Super Bowl experience. I mean, now Vrabel does, but do you think there's an edge one way or another for either of those teams this week, just from that component, the intangible component?
I mean, if you have both teams have vets on their team. You got Stephon Diggs on the Patriots, that I can think of being a veteran that's been around this game for a long time, understands, what it takes to win, understand, losses as well. Also Leonard Williams, on Seattle side, another veteran who's been playing a long time, getting his first opportunity to play in a Super Bowl. So I think, when you have veterans on your team that understand this game, it's hard to win in this game. It's hard to get to this game in general, the big game of it all, Super Bowl. You take it to a point you want to win for those guys, or you want to do everything in your power to show up for those guys, because they've been playing this game for a long time at a high level and probably haven't had this opportunity but once. So, and we all know how short of a window it is to, win this game as well. So, having the veterans on your team, I think, makes it a point. I don't think it leans any way, Patriots or Seahawks. I just think the veterans on their team, if they have the impact that I think they do, they plan on their guys showing up this week.
If you could have either May or Darnold on your team Sunday, which one would you want?
A Darnold that just beat, my LA Rams in Seattle, feeling like they kind of been put through the ringer, has handled adversity throughout this season. I would say a Darnold, just knowing that the confidence he has right now.
So when you were with the Rams, obviously that in 18, that was Goff. Tonight could be a big night for Matthew Stafford. Speaking of the Rams, NFL honors. I think we're expecting Stafford's going to win the MVP.
Right. I'm expecting it. I think he's been playing in an MVP level all season. I've been following the team very closely because I do a podcast for the Rams on Locked On Podcast Network. And I've been following the team a lot this year. So I've watched literally every game and seen how he's really just showed up every game. He's a guy that they can really count on.
Dude, before the season started, I was reminded of this yesterday. All the conversation was is Stafford even going to play?
Right.
Because of the injury.
Right.
And then he's probably going to win the MVP.
Right.
So was he just deking us all before the season started, or what do you attribute all this success this year to?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Rams has one of the top training staffs in the league. And, obviously I think he was really dealing with something early in this season, and we were, all biting our fingernails wondering if he was going to play. But, we all know that Stafford is one tough SOB. And if he says he's going to show up, he's going to give it his all. So knowing that we have a 17-year veteran on our team that's been, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's been in these moments now frequently with the Rams. You're never out of a game when you got him and McVay calling the calls.
Michael Brockers is our guest. Living in your hometown of Houston.
Yes,
you were telling me, I didn't realize we didn't talk about this last year. So you got a restaurant in Houston?
Yes, got a restaurant. In Houston. Quad Houston. QUAD Houston.
Where is it?
It's in Midtown Houston. Kind of outside of downtown a little bit. We what we would call the museum district. Yeah. Located on a very good strip of Houston.
So I was in Houston a couple weeks ago for the Bear Bryant Awards, did the show there. And there's there's a giant LSU alumni base in Houston. It's the largest alumni base outside of Louisiana. So we have a ton of people that listen or watch in Houston. I mean, I look at our online numbers every day. So Quad Houston, what kind of food y'all serve?
Man, just a little Cajun mix. You got the catfish, you got the shrimp, you got anything close to the Gulf, obviously. You got a little lobster on the menu, steaks. What we say, we have steakhouse energy with the sports bar vibes.
Okay.
Where you kind of get that sense of community. And, I think the biggest thing for us is we want to give service back, as far as being in the hospitality industry. That's the big key, is service. Service varies in our industry, and we want to be tip-top. We want to set the standard on how we do service.
Michael Brockers is our guest, former LSU Tiger, first-round draft pick, former L.A. Ram, St. Louis and L.A. Ram, Detroit Lion as well. I'm love to the STL as well. I'd love a thought on what you think about Lane Kiffin.
Man, I think he's the man for the job. Obviously, his character, his character, who he is, kind of like precedes him. But I think he's the one guy that could kind of handle this LSU magnitude where, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure being the head dog for LSU, man. Our expectations are very high. But I feel like he can live up to them. We already seen our recruiting class be one of the top recruiting class in the nation right now when it comes to guys in the transfer portal and things of that nature. So we got high expectations for him. We always do.
How much money would you have made in the transfer portal or in NIL era?
I mean, you know what? I don't know, because I'm glad I came up through that system without the NIL, because it made me who I am.
Okay.
It allowed me to face some adversity, kind of challenge myself, get over, myself with, going to LSU thinking like you're the man, and then you go in there, you're surrounded by other men.
Yeah.
And that really humbles you when you think like, okay, I'm not the biggest dog in the room, So I think it just made me who I was, and I didn't run from anything. It was hard. It was some hard days working with Tommy Moffitt, but at the end of the day, I feel like those days made me who I am today.
Let's remind people where they can get your content. So what are you doing, Locked on Rams?
I am doing Locked on Rams. I was on their Locked on Rams squad show. So it's like it's a guy, you have a player and you have two analysts on the side. So I did that all season this year.
So I do Locked on LSU. So
Number one. Hey, I seen. Hey, that's why I was like, bro, why they don't have me on there is one thing I'm questioning. I'm like, why they don't have me on Locked on LSU? You got a former LSU Tiger, but it's neither here or there.
We can talk.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, dog. I still got the view from the top right now, man. You know what I mean? Looks pretty good. Looking out over there. Oh, so what else are you doing that people can follow?
So obviously I said the restaurant Quad Houston Quad HTX on Instagram. Also mbrockers90 is my Instagram personally, and my podcast, The Broadcast. So it's TheBroadcast, The Broadcast, talking about sports. Giving my opinionated view on where sports are, where sports now. Also, I do a little D-line deep dive as well, teaching techniques, kind of touching on the coaching aspect of my game and my career. So a little bit of everything.
Michael Brockers, former Tiger, great here on Radio Row. We appreciate you, man.
And I appreciate you both.
It's always great to chat. Michael
Yes, sir.
Brockers. It is After Further Review. We are brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, with locations all over South Louisiana. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. Hey, remember the Youngsville location. They are hiring technicians. If you're interested, they have a monster bonus structure, signing bonus, a great benefits package, 5-day work week. If you're an experienced technician, they want to talk to you over at Shaw Bills. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. All right, we're going to knock out a quick break, and when we come back, Rick Neuheisel is going to join us here on site from Super Bowl 60 Radio Row, presented by FMOL Health.
After further review.
All right, y'all, get on by and see our friends at Clegg's Nursery, and most importantly, support a great local business. Clegg's has been around for 60 years, 6 decades. So what I always tell you when I say to buy local and shop local, I'm encouraging you to bypass the big box store, to support a local business that's been in our community for 60 years. It's Clegg's Nursery. Hey, look, this is the time of year. If you want to plant a fruit tree, if you want to plant maybe privacy shrubs, they got to go in the ground right now, and nobody's got a better selection than Clegg's. So get by any of the 4 locations: Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. They got truck beds of brand new flowers and plants and trees and shrubs arriving daily. So get on by any of the 4 Clegg's Nursery locations, and be sure to tell them that Matt sent you in. Buy local, shop local, today at Clegg's Nursery.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com. After further review with Matt Moscona, live from Super Bowl 60 Radio Row in San Francisco. Presented by FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare. Healthcare.
Rick Neuheisel, good enough to sit down with us here live at Radio Row, Super Bowl 60. Thank you for the time. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you? You can feel the big game fever, can't you?
Can you?
Oh, yeah. It's always fun. That's what always I love about the sport of football. And this is taking nothing away from other great sports. I mean, I played basketball and baseball growing up and so forth. But when you get on a campus, you can start feeling it on a Wednesday, that this is going to be the site of something big this weekend. And obviously the Super Bowl is the pinnacle of professional football, so there's a little momentum in the air.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is a lot of fun to be at, counting down to the big game, and I obviously get to have conversations like this. You sat down and you got your hat and your quarter zip on for the Dallas Renegades of the UFL. So
yeah. I'm a spring football junkie.
Okay, walk me through this. So why did you agree to do this?
I'm going to take you back. 1984, I played in the Rose Bowl, right? The granddaddy of them all. We beat Illinois, had a big time. I wanted more. It was like, I don't know what that was, but I want more of it. And all of a sudden, the USFL was right there. It was in year 2. A guy by the name of Donald Trump was one of the owners. He had the New Jersey Generals. I just saw Doug Flutie walking around here. We played against each other.
Well, our guy T-Bob, his dad Bobby, was with
Bobby
Detroit.
Aber. I met at my apartment. My roommate Mike Hagan and Bobby Aber were roommates in Michigan. And so Bobby was down in San Antonio. Mike introduces me to him, and Bobby's a D-da, B-da, and I, wait a minute. Bobby, I didn't understand that.
Just give me all the Bobby Hebert stories. Just give me UFL
and he
Bobby,
kept
or
going.
USFL Bobby
I literally
Hebert
had to have a translator. I mean, Bobby was a piece of work.
Still is.
And absolutely love him.
Yeah.
And absolutely love him. But I got into the spring football thing, and I'm going, this is really good. Anthony Carter was in the league, and we had some really good players. Anyway, unfortunately, they were not financially, they didn't do the proper vetting, and so the thing went down. But the concept was there and born for everybody to see. Football's an expensive sport to put on. So there have been other ventures into spring football, and they haven't quite made it. This particular version, the UFL, and why I got excited about this one when it was offered to me when Bob Stoops retired, was we have real capital involved. We got television partners, ESPN, Disney, ABC, Fox, FS1. I think 43 games are going to be on television. You've got Redbird Capital. You've got Mike Rapoli, who's the guy who sold vitamin water and body armor to Coke.
Is that pretty good?
It's billions, yeah, with a B. Spell that with a B.
Oh,
yeah, it has worked out, and I'm sitting there going, okay. And here's what I also know about it. Everybody who's on the team is doing it because they love football.
Yeah.
It's like they get a scholarship. Everybody's getting paid the same. Everybody comes out there, and either I'm going to get a chance to go off to the NFL. I had coached a kid in the Alliance of American Football by the name of John Wolford, who played at Wake Forest. He's still playing in the NFL. He's made $25 million. That's
amazing.
Since we said goodbye to him in the Alliance. That's a wonderful story. That's a life-changing story. Nick Folk, the kicker, our kicker there, is still in the NFL. So you get a chance to chase the brass ring, and if not, and more often not, it's not, you get to say goodbye to football in your own terms and get on with your life and be looking forward to the next challenge. It is a work hard and laugh league. We're going to have a blast. Are we going to be taking it seriously? 100%. Will it be ultra competitive? 100%. When you watch it on TV, will you be excited about that we get a 4-point field goal, right? Yep. When it's 60 yards or longer? We can make this incredibly fun. But what we don't want to do is be climbing over each other trying to get somebody else's job, which sometimes in the competitive world that is the NFL or college can happen. So we can take it, just make the big time where we are.
The UFL, I think, has the luxury of trying different things. The kickoff rule.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that the UFL has implemented that have been transformative.
We are not going to punt when you cross the 50. It's illegal to punt.
I love that.
So now you've got more people going for it. Hey, listen, let's be aggressive. Let's take the pressure off a coach for being aggressive. Let's make you be aggressive. And let's go attack it. We're going to be playing in smaller venues, a lot of soccer stadiums, so that the fans can get closer to the action and feel a part of this, and it's affordable for a family of 4 to go to a ball game and all that kind of stuff. Listen, we all love college football. You guys are Bayou Bengals.
Yeah, man.
The Lane Kiffin, the Lane train is rolling along, right? You love the Saints. You love the NFL. This is for those who, when this game's over, you're going to go ahead and get you a little hockey, get you a little basketball, and you're going to go, where's football coming around again? Well, we got it for you.
Well, for us in Baton Rouge, it's LSU baseball, which is
there you go.
We're fired up for that. But I'll always take a little football. You mentioned like loving your football Saturdays and all. What was it like for you this year watching your son become a phenomenon?
That was I got to tell you a quick story, and I know we got not very much time, but this is worth it. I get called on Friday night. We got Penn State. CBS has Penn State, UCLA. We're 24-point underdog. This is not going to be a game. My son found out he was going to be calling plays in that game on Tuesday night after the Tuesday practice. So there's no chance of doing anything different in the game plan, right? I said, okay, you're stuck with what you got. I go, your quarterback's legs, make sure you feature them. And I said, here's the only other thing of advice I'm going to give you. Practice your post-game and thank everybody else. What do you mean thank everybody else? Because you're going to win. Just practice thanking Coach Skipper, everybody, because you're going to be at the press conference and they're going to want to ask you, but you just keep deflecting to everybody else. He goes, you think we're going to win? I go, Jerry, you have to think you're going to win. You have to think. And when you think it, the players will think it. Now, on Friday, they asked me at CBS, because they think it's going to be a blowout, as everybody does, a 24-point line or something. They go, will you come on and be anecdotal about your son and talk about him during a drive in the second quarter with Brad and Gary? I said, sure. I can tell you, Jerry was born in the hospital at UCLA. I got the stories, right?
Sure.
So I'm doing those stories. And when they bring me on, they've already scored 2 touchdowns. And I'm like, what is happening here? Am I being punked? And then they bring me on, and it's a 17-play drive. And I go, I don't have enough stories.
You better have more stories,
I don't
man.
have enough stories for this. This is like, and they score again. And I apologize again to the Penn State fans out there. I lost my journalistic integrity that day. I was not Switzerland. I was not neutral.
You shouldn't be.
Dad goggles got firmly put on, and it was a ride and then some.
Somebody go find the tape. Rick Neuheisel, UFL, the Dallas Renegades getting set to kick off with spring football coming up after, of course, the Super Bowl. Looking forward to that, man. Do you have, I got literally 45 seconds. Think Lane Kiffin at LSU is going to work?
course it will. Lane is a lot of things, but one thing he is a winner, and he will find he'll find a way to win. He called after that Jerry deal. He said, I watched this video. He said, you almost made me cry. Now, Lane and I are not close, but for him to reach out to me, and I said, now you know how Monty felt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Then he connects it back. Now I am crying.
Yeah. Oh. Great stuff. Thank you so much for the time.
All the best.
Good luck. That is Rick Neuheisel, the UFL Dallas Renegades be kicking off here shortly. Make sure you check it out. Some names you'll recognize. Silas Bolden from Texas. Tayshaun Bauer from LSU is on Coach Neuheisel's team as well. So we'll have an opportunity to talk about a lot of these guys as we get closer to and through the UFL season. I'm just scanning this roster as well. So you can see a lot of names that they're still trying to make it in football. It is after further review. We're going to knock out a quick break here. Our coverage all week from Radio Row is presented by FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare. Hall of Famer Andre Reed joins us right after SportsCenter on AFR.
AFR.